Oh, yes. Oh, yes, Lamb Chop. There are good witches. Yes. I'm not the only good witch. No, no, I'm not called a wizard. I'm called a witch. See, males can be witches also. In the Wiccan faith, all the practitioners are called witches. What's that? Yes, I promise I'm a good witch. Yes, that lady that's in my kitchen is also a good witch. Hey, Timmy's, it's Psychic Bob. Well, I'm sitting here with Lamb Chop. We are having a discussion. He has questions about witches and witchcraft. And by the way, welcome to Wiccan Wednesday. It is so awesome to have you guys here. Oh my gosh, I see we got some people in chat. Oh, there's Baron and Baroness Colabobs. That's our moderator. Thank you, Colabobs, for helping. What's a moderator? A moderator is somebody who helps out in the chat, sorts out donations. If you have a question and it doesn't get noticed, she helps you get it resolved, all sort of things. And she throws out the trolls too. Good to see you, Queen Colabobs, or Baroness Colabobs. Thank you. Oh my gosh, look, there's Stephanie Busby here. Hello, yes. Sherry Diaz is here. Welcome. Yay, Flying Light is here. There's Dawn Chance. Look at that. Oh, Beach Sunsets is here. Hello, hello. All the way from Arizona. Yay. There's Laura M is here. Yay, Kim Osborne. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Kim says she's at Walmart. She says, hey, I'm at checkout at Walmart. I need Walmart anxiety medicine. Oh my gosh. I have the same experience. I get overwhelmed in some stores. Well, that's cool. Well, I hope you get through. Second Bob sent us a mojo your way. Oh, look, there's Robert Stevenson's here. Laura Eliason's here. Hey, guys, so good to have all of you here. Isn't that wonderful? I'm making everyone in the line. Hi, everybody in the line at Walmart. Kim, hold your phone up. Hey, everybody, come join Spirit Channel. We'd love you to be here. As soon as you can, turn on your phones and go to Spirit Channel, youtube.com/Spirit Channel. All one word, Spirit Channel. SPIRITCHANNEL. Maybe we got an advertisement in Walmart from that. There's Raymond Hampton is there. Hello, Raymond. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. Oh my gosh, Lynch. Isn't it wonderful? All the wonderful people here on Wiccan Wednesday. Well, this is so good. Hey, there's Flying Light says, hi, Walmart friends. We love Walmart. I actually enjoy going to Walmart, though I do agree with Kim. I do get a little anxious there. I get a little anxious sometimes just being in the kitchen. As Baroness Colabobs can tell you, I get a little high star. I'm not very domesticated. And I tell you, for those of you who have a little kitchen anxiety, today's show is for all of you. Hey, there's Robert Stevens here. Good to see you. Welcome. There's Chatterbatty here, or Charbatty, excuse me, Charbatty. Good to see you. Silly Jane is here. Wow, isn't that wonderful? Look at that lamb show. We got all these wonderful people here. Isn't it just great? Well, Lamb Chop today, he's been asking me about witches because I have a witch that actually lives in my kitchen. It's not me. Well, she's been there probably close to 20 years now. And Lamb Chop was walking in the kitchen today looking for his food bowl. Yeah, he has a food bowl, and it's really great. I buy him the best gourmet sheep food. Well, anyways, he looked up at the ceiling and saw a witch flying over. He got scared. He ran into the living room and he said, oh my gosh, Lord, I see, and there's a witch in the kitchen. I said, what? I said, there's always been a witch in the kitchen for 20 years. He said, well, I never looked up and saw it before. I said, oh my gosh. So he's been having a little anxiety with that today. But that's all right. We're going to get him sorted out. Well, we're going to talk about that witch today, okay? So I got something to show you here. All right, hold on. Let me grab her. What Lamb Chop saw when he looked up in the kitchen was my kitchen witch. Now, Lamb Chop, I want you to take a look at her. Isn't she sweet? She's not scary. Look at her big smile. Yeah, I know. She does have a big nose, but shh, don't talk about it. That's not polite to talk about that. You look lovely. I call my kitchen witch Esmeralda. That's just the name. One day I got her and I said, you're Esmeralda. But we're going to talk about this. What's that? Of course she's your friend. She wants to be. Do you want to be friends with Lamb Chop, Esmeralda? She said, oh, she just said, yes, I think you've got a new friend. I do. Well, maybe you could go over there and sit down, and a little later you can visit with your new friend, okay? Okay. Well, hold on. Esmeralda, I'm going to set you down just for a minute. We'll let you fly a little later. Okay. Esmeralda's used to flying around the house. All right, so go over there. Yep. Sit over by the window. You can keep an eye out if any more snow's coming, okay? And check the astrology. Oh, it is so good to have you guys here. Well, I am so glad you're here. Well, today we're going to talk about something that I think is kind of unique. I don't recall seeing any YouTube videos on this subject. And it's about the wonderful and joy-filled kitchen witch. Now, some of you who are old enough may remember this, because back in, I'd say it was the late 1970s, early 1980s, witches were all the thing. Kitchen witches became the rage. Some of you may remember this, you know. Hi, Deborah Amidon. I'm not doing readings today, hon. If you can bring your question to the show on Friday, I'm going to do live psychic readings on Friday this week, okay? And again on Sunday. But tonight I'm focusing on Wicca. This is Wiccan Wednesday, all right? Thank you for your patience and understanding. So, back in the late 1970s and early 1980s, witches were really all the rage. And I used to see these at different stores. They'd sell them in the kitchen supplier called Kitchen Witches. How many of you guys remember this? Kitchen Witch is an old tradition. In our modern day, I think it originates from Scandinavia, Norway and Sweden, particularly the Scandinavian countries, Denmark. These are very popular. And it's believed that if you would hang a little witch in your kitchen, it would bring good luck to your household. And in the Norwegian and Swedish traditions of home, this was a practice going back hundreds of years. But it really caught on in America, at least in the United States and maybe Canada too, back in the 1970s, late 70s, 78, 79, somewhere around there, in the early 80s. And everybody had these in their house. And I don't know if any of you ever had any of these sort of witches in your house, but I remember all my neighbors where I live, well, not all of them, but a number of them had them. It became kind of a thing on our street. You get a kitchen witch and your neighbors would come see it. You know, I don't know if you guys remember this, but back in the 70s, we used to do this thing, at least in my neighborhood. When somebody would get something really new, everybody in the neighborhood would go see it. Like when my neighbor got their house carpeted with wall-to-wall carpet, shag carpet in the 70s, they invited people and said, oh, we got shag carpeting, and all the neighbors came to see it. And then when my mom redid our house and we got shag carpeting, all the neighbors came to see our carpeting. Well, this was also the thing with kitchen witches. You can get a kitchen witch and tell your neighbor, oh, I got a kitchen witch. You're like, oh, I have to come see it. And these little dolls were all done, and they're all each unique. They're usually handmade, and they wear different clothes. You can see this one has a little scarf on her head with flowers. The kitchen witch generally had a big nose and a big grin, and she'd be flying on her broom. And this one, you know, I had to put a new cord on. The original cord broke. This one's really old. It's from like probably late 70s, early 80s. So it's at least 40 years old. Okay. But I've had this one probably a good 20. When I moved here, I bought it. And that was like 20 years ago. And I bought it vintage. So it's an original from that era. They're hard to find nowadays. And if you find them, they're really quite valuable, you know. But what was interesting about the kitchen witch is that it became like a whole industry in itself. And they started making mugs. I used to have a mug. I can't find my mug. Kitchen witch mugs, kitchen witch plates, kitchen witch salt and pepper shakers, kitchen witch plaques. And I brought some of my kitchen witch stuff to show you today. And usually with the kitchen witch, when you would buy it, it would come with a little prayer or a little spell to chant. And the truth is, it really is kind of magical. Because you see, in Wicca, we believe that really anything can be used for magic. And a kitchen witch is kind of a form of what we call puppet magic. Puppet magic means using a little doll to do magic, kind of like a voodoo doll. But this is not voodoo, this is Wiccan. And so I thought I'd show you some of the magic with the kitchen witch. So this is my treasured kitchen witch, Esmeralda. I'm going to set her over here. Thank you, darling. Rest there. And one of the other things, I started doing my whole kitchen with kitchen witch stuff. And this is one of my little plaques. This also dates from the 1980s. It's actually dated on the back. It says, Judy, Christmas 81. Okay, so somebody named Judy got this in 1981. That's the era when this was in. Bring it up close so we don't glare. And it says, the Good Luck Kitchen Witch right there at the top. And then there's the kitchen witch. You see her with her long nose and her veil and riding her broom. And it has a little poem. And I thought I'd read that to you. Okay. Charbaddy says, I remember being told the kitchen witch brought good luck and protection. That is actually the truth. That is what they used to say about it, you know. So absolutely, you know. I love it. So let me read this little magical inscription for you guys here, okay? It says, I am a worker of magic. Riding my broom, I'm a kitchen witch. Tending love to this room, I exorcise all demons, pots boiling over, stew turning black, unsavory dinners, coffee muddy black. Unhappiness is a thing of the past. This kitchen witch makes good luck last. Isn't that wonderful? So, you know, this really is a spell. And a lot of people back in the day who didn't even know or believe in witchcraft, you know, kind of took it as a joke. But I think a lot of them did the invocation and secretly were saying, well, maybe this will help us. And, you know, in magic, anything can be used as a tool of magic, you know. Baroness Kolobov says, does it learn men how to cook? It might. And I think I need to pray to the kitchen witch because, you know, guys, you know that PsychicBob is not very good in the kitchen. Mary and Bright says they also called it the Christmas witch. Mary and Bright, I'm not familiar with the Christmas witch. I'd be interested. Is it the same thing or is it slightly different? Or does she dress it like red or green? I'd like to hear about the Christmas witch. So there's our kitchen witch. Now, as I told you, I'm into kitchen witches and I have a few other things here. Hold on, let me show you what else I got. So they used to also make, I got to clean these, they're dusty. They used to make these utensil holders out of ceramic. And see, they had little holes in the apron that look dots, but you'd put like your wooden spoons in there and your whisk or whatever you're using for your cooking. And so this is another one of my kitchen witches. And this is a ceramic. If you can find the ceramic, they're actually kind of expensive these days. These are real collector's items. You'll find them, but a lot of times they're chipped up or broken. This one you see she's got polka dots on her veil. But isn't she fun? Now, you know what's interesting is that the kitchen witch, I believe, also has ties to the Russian witch, Baba Yaga. How many of you have heard of Baba Yaga? Baba Yaga was a witch in Russian, the Russian folktales. And she had a giant nose they used to talk about when you read the descriptions. And she was kind of sinister. She'd scare people, but yet if she liked you, she'd send you blessings. And I think that the kitchen witch from Scandinavia looks an awful lot like Baba Yaga. But this witch, unlike Baba Yaga, doesn't really have a scary side to her. She's so sweet and always smiling. She's got a grin perpetually on her face, you know. Oh, Kim says, I'm not going to be able to look at chat. I get car sick real bad. Kim, I'm sorry, sugar. Well, thank you for being here. I hope you can at least listen if you can't watch. Baroness Kolobov says, oh, bloody Bob, I love witches, but I'm looking at them like this. Ugh. Oh, these are good witches. These are wonderful good luck witches. Now, Kolobovs, don't be scared. You know, Lamb Chop got scared of it. But this is kitchen witch will bless you. I always Whenever I bought a new kitchen witch, I would invoke her power and presence. And I really believe in the kitchen witch. I think there's something to it. I do. And here's another one that I got. This is a beautiful ceramic one. This one did cost me a little bit. They're kind of expensive nowadays. The originals from the 70s are. But here's another kitchen witch. She's got a beautiful green apron on. And notice she's got her broom. I know we got some glare here. She's got her broom. She's wearing a blue veil. Isn't she wonderful? So there's the first one. You can just compare them. And there's the second one. They're a little different. They're different companies made them, but they're similar. Oh, and I forgot I've got Kitchen Witch salt and pepper shakers. But you know what? I'll show those to you another time. But you see, the Kitchen Witch, I really believe that, you can invoke guardians to guard your house and to help you. And the Kitchen Witch really is, I think, a magical being. And, in occultism, they talk about that you can create what's called an egregore. So let's say the Kitchen Witch doesn't really exist, but the consciousness of people can raise energy and create a presence, an artificial presence called an egregore. And so if nothing else, I think the Kitchen Witch is an egregore, a created spirit to protect us. And we can do that if we have enough magical knowledge. Pam Mears is here and says, I have one of the Kitchen Witches hanging in front of my window. She has a little kettle and a broom. Oh, I'd love to find one with a little kettle. Oh, I love that. I love that. That's cool. Thank you for sharing, Baroness Kolobob says, Baba B's a blind seer. I'm not familiar with Baba Bees. Is it bees or bess? Is that a British tale? That would be interesting to see or to hear about. I don't know. The Kitchen Witches I know isn't blind, but it could come from a tradition of a blind witch or something down. I don't know. So, Charbaddy says, Bob, do you think there is any connection between the carved wooden spoon and fork that were a big thing around the same time? Your Kitchen Witch utensil holders made me think of that. Charbaddy, I was thinking that it's funny you asked that because I remember in that era that the big wood carved utensils were a big thing. And I think there could be a connection because I've read stories back in the 70s of witches, but this was in the days, remember in the 1960s and 70s, Wicca in the US was not as out. There were not many occult stores, and people would improvise their own magical tools. And I've heard of witches from that era using wooden spoons as wands. In fact, in Italian witchcraft, that's still an option, a traditional magic tool. So I think you're onto something that the utensils and the holders, the witch holders like these, were kind of interconnected at the time. So yes, I do think there's something to that. I've thought that myself. So that's a really good question, But see, the Kitchen Witch is, I think, just wonderful and fun. And since I was a kid in the 70s, I have been drawn to it. The first time I saw one was one of my neighbors got one. And I walked into their kitchen and she said, oh, Bob, look, I got a new Kitchen Witch. She had it hanging in her kitchen window. And I was like, oh, that is so adorable. But the strange thing is, not only was it cute, it somehow, and this is the part that's interesting, seemed familiar to me. Now, I had not grown up in a house with any spirituality or Wicca or anything, yet somehow the Kitchen Witch seemed familiar to me. And I think maybe it was a past life memory. Maybe in a past life I've connected to this image or have some knowledge of it. So, I feel like, there's something there and it stayed with me all my life, Charbetty says some of those wall spoons and forks would have fruit carvings on them. Yes. I'm talking about the big ornamental wall ones. Yes, those are very interesting. And I do think there's some magical connection there. Though I haven't heard it directly, I think there is, you know. Mm-hmm. It's really fascinating, isn't it, you know? So, you know, I today just want to spend a little time with you and talk about one of my favorite people, Esmeralda, my kitchen witch, and bring her here. You know what? I think I'm going to go get my salt and pepper shakers. You got to see them. Hold on just a second, and Psychic Bob will be back with you, okay? I'm going to get these for you. Okay, I'm back. You guys still with me? All right. So these sit on top of my stove top, and they're little salt and pepper shakers. Hold on, I'm going to turn off this light. I get a lot of glare with this. Maybe this will make it easier to see. Let's see. Is that a little easier to see? Aren't they adorable? She has a big nose on this one. See her little eyes. She's smiling. And these, which one is salt? I'm not sure. I think this is, oh, they have the same. Well, they're salt and pepper, and I don't remember which is which. But I have a twin pair of them. Hope you can see without too much glare. These are reflective, so light reflects off of them. Aren't they precious? So, you know, I really say, you know, if you like the kitchen witch, you know, try to find them. I have to be honest, they're hard to find nowadays. And if you get one, take it. But I'm going to warn you also, there are people on eBay that are selling these original ones from the original era, and they've become outrageous. I saw a kitchen witch similar to mine from the same era, and they were selling it for $100 and some dollars. Don't pay $100. It's not worth $100 unless you really want and think it's worth it. But they make some newer ones as well. People are starting to make them again, and you'll find newer ones. But this is actually one of the original ones, and you'll be able to tell when you look at them. But I didn't pay much for it. I think I paid like $10 for this. That was 20 years ago. But this same witch today goes for over $100. But, you know, really don't let people take advantage of you because I think it's really extortion. I really do, you know. Yeah, it's too much money, Mary and Bright. I just think that their people are being greedy, just jacking up the price. When really, you know, yes, it is a historical piece and it is like over 40 years old. But I think, you know, $100 is too much. So I would not buy it simply out of principle because I saw one that was real pretty. She was dressed all in blue. And she looks actually like this plaque from 1981. And I wanted to buy it because it matched my plaque, but they wanted over $100 for it. And I said, no, I'm just not going to do that. I think it's greedy. Sonia, hi, Sonia. Sonia Essency says, thrift shops are the best place to stay away from eBay. I agree. I've seen some of these in thrift shops too, though today they're getting really popular again, you know. Hi, Nigella from me. She's here and she says, I bought a kitchen witch about 10 years ago for $5 on eBay. I love her. Isn't that wonderful? Good for you. We need more prices like that. So I just love Esmeralda. And, you know, Lamb Chop saw her. I have her flying. Like, I have her right at the entrance to my kitchen. So she's on hanging up from like the top of the doorpost. So everybody that walks in the kitchen passes under her and gets blessed. And anyway, Lamb Chop saw her, got all scared today. He didn't know. He never looked up that high. Seja Essency says, I've been watching you for years. This is my first time writing in live. Well, thank you for your support over the years. I'm glad you're here. Just so you know, Seja, we broadcast now pretty much every night live at 7 p.m. So if you like this show and want to be on it, every night at 7. Okay. Now, tomorrow, what's tomorrow? Thursday. We're going to do Vlog Thursday. We do that a little earlier. We usually do that about 1 in the afternoon. So tomorrow's show is going to be around 1 in the afternoon. I think I have readings at 11 and 12 and then later in the day. But 1 o'clock, we're going to move tomorrow's show. And on Thursday, we literally go outside. We walk outside. We go places, do a live stream on the go. Thursday is Vlog Thursday, where, we go out into the world. So I hope you'll join us on Thursday as well. But yeah, we're trying to do everyday live now, just because I think it's more fun and I enjoy it, Yes, Seja, we're doing live streams every single day, 7 p.m. except for Tuesday and Thursday. On Tuesday, we do messages from the spirit world at 12. By the way, thank you to all of you who came out to yesterday's show. It was so cool to have you here. Thank you for your support for me and the channel. And I hope you'll join us on Friday, because we're going to do live psychic readings again. So if you enjoy that, come and join us on Friday. We're going to have a lot of fun, So, oh, look, you sent me a mushroom and a fairy and a candle. Thank you so much. By the way, back in the 70s, when these kitchen witches were in, mushrooms were also the rage. Now, my mother never got into the kitchen witches, but she got into mushrooms. So, Seja, your mushroom there is really great. That brings back memories. We're going to do, maybe next, you know what, that's what we'll do. Next week, we'll talk about the magic of mushrooms. And I have some different magical items to show you. So we'll do that next Wiccan Wednesday. We'll talk about mushrooms. Thank you, Seja. You just reminded me of something I've been wanting to talk about. But Esmeralda has been my friend for many years. And I loved her even before she came to live with me 20 years ago. Back in the day, I never did get an actual kitchen witch because my mother thought it was weird and she wouldn't let me have one. So, oh well. But I got one now, and I love her and I treasure her. What's that? Oh, wonderful. She said she's going to put a blessing on me that I'll learn to cook properly. I can certainly use that, Esmeralda. What's that? Oh, lamb chop? Yeah, he wants to be friends with you. Oh, you want to be friends with him? Well, I think we've got new friendships here. Lamb chop and Esmeralda are going to be friends. Celie Jade says, my mom had the mushroom decor too. Oh my gosh, you remember this? I'm so glad there's some people who remember this here. Flying Light says, I love mushrooms. And Baroness Kolobov says, magic mushroom. Yay. And Miriam Bright sending me mushrooms. Thank you. Oh my God, I'm going to start getting mushrooms every day from everybody. Celie Jane says, that will be fun. I'll try to be there for the mushroom talk. Next Wednesday, 7 p.m., we'll talk about magical mushrooms. We're not talking about drugs. We're talking about the Wiccan view of mushrooms. And I'll go into all that. Mushroom, oh yes, mushroom mugs, candle. Oh my gosh. I love that. That's cool. Celie Jane, I make candles with those old mushroom mugs. Oh, I got to buy one, Seja. I need one of those. Put me on your client list. Nigella says, Bob, I got my witch on Etsy. I just checked the site and wow, have the prices jumped. But the lowest was $17 and $19, which isn't too bad. Yeah, Nigella, I don't know. I guess people have rediscovered the witch. Now, I bought mine 20 years ago. When I first moved to my home my condo, I decided the first thing I want to do is have a kitchen witch to bless the house. So I bought this like 20 years ago, and I love it, Celia Jane says she's going to put it on her calendar next Wednesday. Next Wednesday be here 7 p.m., okay? We're going to talk about magic of mushrooms from a Wiccan spell place. But anyways, guys, I just wanted to share my little friends with you today. And, I have a few minutes. I have to go to a reading tonight, so I'm booked up with private readings. By the way, for those of you who want to get on my schedule for a private reading, I am still taking reservations. You can call my office. If you have questions, 703-825-3929, or you can visit my website, PsychicBob.com. Are we freezing up? All right. Are we broadcasting, guys? Give me some chat info. Let me know. Are we broadcasting? Okay, I hope so. Yay. All right. So what I was going to say is, Charabati says, thanks, Bob. Really enjoyed this stream today, visiting the 70s. I don't think I ever left the 70s and the 80s. That's my problem. When I look at the calendar, I say 2022. I'm like, what? I'm still back in 1984. I mean, really, honest to God, I still love the music from the 80s and 70s. I don't know. I just never got into the 2000s, Dawn Chance is here. Hi, Dawn. Good to see you. She says, I used to get mushrooms in a jar and put them on my pizza. Very yummy. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. That's a way to do that. Saves you buying extra toppings. Probably a lot cheaper. Stephanie says, I love the 80s. Seja says, I have never left the 1980s and never will. I'm so glad I'm not the only one who feels that way. So I love all my old 70s and 80s decor stuff. These days I'm working on minimalism, so I'm trying not to buy so much and slim down my collections, but it's kind of hard when you get obsessed with things, Honey Drizzle says, I have a weird attachment to the 80s, even though I was born after the 80s. Isn't that strange? Wow. Well, it might be past life memory, Honey Drizzle, Or maybe it's just that we had such style back then. Everybody loves our style, By the way, somebody earlier, I think it was Stephanie, was asking me about my jewelry. I didn't get to get back to you. So what am I wearing today? Talk about our magical jewelry. So I'm wearing today my new rings. These are my new brown agate rings. I love brown agate. Brown agate is a traditional witch gem. We'll do a whole show on brown agates soon. But these rings I just got. I ordered. They came from India. They weren't expensive. They're not like super expensive rings, but I just love them. And here's my other one. It's done in an oval shape. I got a lot of glare here with this light. Hold on. Let's see. Maybe you can see it this way. There you go. So there's my brown agate rings I'm wearing. See if you can see this one again. There you go. It's hard to get them seen on camera with the lighting here. I don't have the best lighting. But if you're looking for a traditional witchcraft gem, the witches of old wore brown agate. It was believed to be a protection stone. It protected you from lightning. It protected you from evil. It held off evil spirits. It was a grounding stone to help you to feel better. It was a healing stone. Brown agate is a traditional witch gem. Thank you, Stephanie. Says she loves my rings. Thank you. Thank you, Glittery Rainbow. Said, oh, they're beautiful. Thank you, Stephanie. Nigella for me says, I wish I had my mother's entire mushroom canister set she had in the kitchen. It was cool. My mom had one of those sets too, and she sold. I remember when they sold their house and she got rid of it. And at the time we didn't appreciate it, and now I'm like, damn, that would have been really great to have, I love it. Baroness Kolobob says, she's talking to Honey Drizzle and says, his compact readings are brilliant. I was impressed today. Wasn't I, Bob's, with your compact over the moon with it? Yeah, Queen Kolobob's has had compact readings with me. If you're interested in my readings, I have different options. Visit my website. You can do an hour reading, which is a full hour, you and me one-on-one. We can also do compact voice reading. Compact voice reading is a much shorter reading. It's for people who don't have time or interest in a full hour. You get to ask me 3 questions, and I go in depth on those. And I do an audio file. I do a voice recording, and then I email it to you. And that's another type of reading called a compact voice reading. That price for that is $80. And then I also do astrology charts, which are $45. Now, I don't have astrology charts on my website yet because of some tech issues, but we're working on that. But if you're interested in astrology charts, $45. My astrology charts I custom make. They are not just some computer printout. So if you're interested in that, it takes me a few days to do it, but I can get one for you. I'll need your birth date, your time, your location, you know. Hi, Nigella says, I love big rings. They make us stay. You know, I do too. When I was in the spiritualist church, one of the ministers of the church, he was a medium. He used to go on the platform. He had rings on every hand. He was a Native American, had beautiful turquoise and agates and all sorts of stuff. And I said, I really like that style. And I kind of copied him a little bit. I started wearing big rings and found that I really enjoy them. You know. Thank you, Stephanie. Stephanie says his astrology charts rock too. God bless you. Thank you. I enjoy doing astrology. I've been doing astrology since 1978. You see, that's why I'm stuck in the 70s. All my favorite things started in the 70s and 80s. Hi, Silly Jane. Silly Jane says, that's really interesting because agates are my favorite stones. I fall in love with agates and jaspers too. I love agates too. Brown agate's one of my favorite. Thank you, Baroness Kolova. She says, his hour readings are brilliant. I had one at Christmas. I was shocked. He knew that my grandmother cut the crusts off of my bread. She came through, and that's the first Queen Koloba's grandmother. She said, tell her I'm cutting the crust off her sandwiches I'm making for her. It's the first thing she said. I never met her grandmother, but her grandmother's spirit came through. See, in our private readings, we have in a whole hour. Imagine we had a whole hour with PsychicBob, all the things we could do, huh? We look at your aura, we look at your past, your present, your future. I look at your spirit guides. I bring messages from them. Loved ones come through. I bring messages from them. Look at your karmic links. And on top of all of that, I answer all your questions. So those of you who have a private reading, you know I give a lot of energy for that hour and I cover a lot of stuff, you know. Hi, Viv. Good to see you. Vivian Clark's here, my good friend. Hi, I hope and pray all is well. All is well. Today, I don't know if you were here earlier, we did a talk where today we've been talking about kitchen witches. I think you missed it. But anyways, I was showing my collection of kitchen witches from the 70s and 80s. And anyways, if you missed it, you'll have to go back and watch the broadcast. You know, but thank you for coming, Viv. I'm so glad you're here, you know. Well, anyways, guys, I can't stay on here because I have more readings, private readings tonight. So you know, PsychicBob, this is the new year. It's my busy season. But I wanted just to spend a few minutes with you, talk about the magic of the kitchen witch, you know. And I think before we go, we should read this invocation one more time from this kitchen witch plaque that I have, okay? So this is something you can think about as you look for your kitchen witches. And the invocation goes, I am a worker of magic, riding my broom. I am a kitchen witch, tending love to this room. I exorcise all demons, pots boiling over, stew burning black, unsavory dinners, coffee muddy black. Unhappiness is a thing of the past. This kitchen witch makes good luck last. Isn't that wonderful? So today I hope I've inspired you to explore this vintage mystery of the 70s and 80s. And thank you for those of you sharing with me about your memories and experiences with the kitchen witch. I've enjoyed it. And I encourage all of you. You know, somebody earlier said go to Etsy. I don't know who that was, but yeah, Etsy might be a really good place, better than eBay, because on eBay, as I told you, they're jacking up the prices ridiculously. But oh, hold on, Esmeralda is here. She wants to give everybody a good night blessing. Hi, Esmeralda. You're going to fly over here? All right. There she is. Esmeralda's on her broom, and she's coming to bless all of you. And you know, just by seeing the kitchen witch, the tradition is you get a blessing. So everybody who walks in your house and just sees the witch gets blessed. So if you put it up, not only you bless yourself, you bless your house, you bless everybody who got to see the witch. So, guys, I have enjoyed being here. Thank you for coming out and hanging with us tonight. And I hope that wherever you are, you'll explore the magic of our kitchen witch, and let me know in the coming days if you buy a kitchen witch or if you find one or have one in your house. I'd love to hear about it. Oh, Esmeralda Silly Jane just said hello to you. She said, a witch's blessing upon you, Silly Jane. Well, guys, listen, thank you. I'm sorry I have to cut it short tonight. It's just my schedule, but Psychic Bob loves all of you. So listen, visit my website, PsychicBob.com. By the way, we still have available spots for Saturday's class. I think Cola Bob's, isn't our Sunday class now full for Sunday? We may have one spot. There's one person who doesn't know if they can come, so I may have one opening for the Sunday class. If you're interested in the Sunday Inner Circle this Sunday, send me an email today and let me know. All right. You can contact me over my website, PsychicBob.com. If you want to get in, I can't promise it. I got to check with Calder. So I think we have one spot that's available. I still have about 10, maybe, I don't know, 7 or 10 spots left for Saturday's class. So any of you want to join our psychic development class, the psychic development class, the Saturday class, you can buy at my website. It's all automated. Okay. The Sunday class, I'll have to send you an invoice. It's because the Sunday class is not on the website yet. Okay. So Saturday class, buy it at the website. Sunday, send me an email. Okay. So I hope to hear from you guys. I look forward to seeing you on Saturday and hopefully Sunday too. All right, guys. Listen, thank you for being here. Psychic Bob loves you. Blessings to all you. Thank you for your support. And we'll be back here tomorrow on Thursday, probably about 1 p.m. in the afternoon. I have readings in the morning. Then we'll go out in the afternoon for a live vlog. We'll go out and walk in the snow and see what's going on. And I'll put on my Doc Martens and my big scarf, and we'll have fun. We'll see you tomorrow. Until then, may all of you always blessed be.